Facebook boxing bros. The page that got the glow. Can you feel it? Our love for boxing, we cannot conceal it.
What's up, boxing bros and broettes? It's the Bro Hammer here, on my way to job number 2. Good old HT Fitness, man. So yeah, guys, it is Wednesday, December 6th. Only a few days away from one of the biggest fights of the year, if not the biggest fight of the year for hardcore boxing fans outside of Triple G Canelo. It is Lomachenko versus Rigondeaux. Man. This is a battle of 2 gold medalists. Actually, 2 two-time gold medalists. Both of them. Rigondeaux, he won in, I think it was it 2004, 2008, something like that, or 2000, 2004. And Lomachenko won in 08 and 12. He won back-to-back gold medals, as did Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux from the Cuban School of Boxing. Really slick fighter. Lomachenko, you know, Lomachenko's from the Ukraine, right, guys? Very slick as well, very slick, fast, great foot speed, foot movement. I mean, this is, you know, 2 very highly skilled, legend amateur pedigree boxers facing off. And I am very excited about this fight. I'm just gonna get my pick out the way. So I'm picking Lomachenko to beat Guillermo Rigondeaux, Vasily Lomachenko, the Matrix. And it's not to take anything away from Rigondeaux. My heart is with Rigondeaux, all right? I follow him on Instagram, and man, I don't know if y'all see the memes and the stuff he posts. I don't know if it's him posting it or whoever runs his account. Those memes are hilarious. His posts are hilarious. I think he got blocked by Dan Rayfield, or you know, him and Dan were going at it. He was calling Dan Rayfield all out of his name, fat, you know, whole bunch of stuff. And you know, I really like his personality. I like the way he carries himself, and I respect his skill. I respect his talent. And you know, I'm in his corner, man, just because it's so hard for him to get fights. People don't want to fight him. You know, just to give a little backstory, his own promoter, Bob Arum, at the time, when he beat Nonito Donaire after the fight, Arum was verbally, visibly angry that he had beat his up and coming cash cow. He thought maybe he had another Manny Pacquiao in Donaire. I think Donaire was top 5 pound for pound at the time. Rigondeaux only had he had just got into double-digit fights as a pro, even though he had over 400 fights in the amateur. He was an underdog, was not supposed to win, and he beat up Donaire. You know, the scorecard said it was close. That's because Rigondeaux gave a few rounds away, but other than that, I mean, he closed Donaire's eyes shut. He was a smaller man, and you know, he beat him up pretty bad. So Bob Arum was very angry, said he was boring, nobody wants to see him fight, all of this stuff, which is very weird for a promoter to say for his own fighter, but you know, it's politics. I'm also a fan of Lomachenko. I think Lomachenko is a great, excellent fighter, great boxer, very exciting to watch, great hand speed, very technical, great foot speed, foot movement, the angles that he uses. He's pretty good defensively. He does have one loss to Salido. Salido did come in overweight, and we know how Salido do. He's a little dirty when he fights, but hey, man, it's the pros. You got to be able to overcome that. So you got to count that loss against Lomachenko, guys. I know a lot of y'all don't like to make excuses and everything, but a loss is a loss. Lomachenko's an excellent fighter, excellent boxer, and I think he's going to do good things. I think he's going to max out about 135 pounds. I don't think he should go above 135. I think he'll get wrecked at 140. I think Mikey Garcia will beat him. But anyway, that's besides the point. The reason that I'm picking Lomachenko to win this fight is because of the size advantage that he's going to have over Rigondeaux. Now, Rigondeaux does have a longer reach, which is interesting. He has very long arms for a man of his stature. But Rigondeaux's moving up 2 weight classes. It's only 8 pounds, but in the smaller divisions, a few pounds makes a big difference. We saw this with Chocolatito moving up those divisions. The punches are a little different. Just those few pounds, you got to think that 8 pounds may not be much on me. I can gain 8 pounds in a day and a half, but I'm 300 pounds. For a 122-pound man, 8 pounds is a larger percentage of his total body weight. Same goes for Lomachenko. So those few pounds play a big role. And I think Loma is fresh. He's younger. He has the speed. We've seen Rigondeaux be dropped before. He was dropped by Donaire. He's been dropped a few times. And I mean, several fights he's been dropped. Now, he always comes back and he breaks something like on the guy. He either busts up his eye socket, he's breaking jaws. It's like when Rigondeaux gets knocked down. You guys remember how Tito Trinidad used to do? When he would get knocked down, he'd come back and he just beat the hell out of the guy. You know, that's kind of how Rigondeaux is. He's like, okay, well, let me show you what time it is now. I can see that happening in the fight as well. Excuse the rain, guys. I think, too, we don't know how old Rigondeaux is, which is it's funny because I just read an article today, said he was 37. I think he's, if not closer to 40, I think he's past 40 years old. So he's older. So I think that might come into play. A little bit of inactivity. He hasn't fought too many rounds. Tom on the Facebook Boxing Bros made a good point. In the time span of, what was it, 2 or 3 years, Tom? Rigondeaux's only fought like 6 rounds. Lomachenko's fought 20, 30 some odd rounds in that same amount of time. So an inactivity for older fighters can be very detrimental. We saw what happened with Bernard Hopkins now, and I know that's an extreme case, being that B-Hop was 51. But not everybody's like, you know, Mayweather. And even still, I could visibly see, even though he carried McGregor, he was still moving a little slower after that layoff too. So I think it's going to be a combination of all of those things, and the fact that now Loma does a lot of pity-pat stuff. When he's throwing punches, just, you know, being active, pop, 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 bam, and he'll throw a big shot. That's just how he fights. I think he can hurt and catch Rigo with one of those big shots. So I'm picking Loma with my brain. I make my picks with my brain, my logic. I don't make them with my heart. That's just how I roll. So I'm picking Lomachenko to win. He's a favorite for a reason, and he's supposed to win this fight. Now, I will say, it's not a foregone conclusion that he's going to win. Rigo can definitely win this fight. If his power has carried up past 122 pounds to 130, and he can pop Loma a few times and make him kind of tentative where he doesn't, you know, go into the Lomachenko matrix stuff where he's, you know, pity-pat, pop, 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 up, down, coming out, bouncing out, coming back in, and doing all that great footwork that he utilizes and does. Because with somebody like Rigondeaux, who's very defensively responsible and a good counterpuncher, has great timing, you really can't play like that. Now, you can play with the Jason Sosas of the world. You can play with your Nicholas Walters of the world that have been on like 2 years of inactivity. You know, you can play with, who was it? Was it Roman Martinez, Rocky Martinez? You can play with people like that. Rigo is too good to play with like that. So I think we're gonna see a slow start, the first couple of rounds feeling out. They both know what's at stake. Then we'll start to see them open it up. I feel like if Rigo lets it be known that he's there, he has some pop, and Loma just can't do what he usually does, that's going to make for a very interesting fight. Now, I'm picking Loma to stop him. Whether that's, you know, the corner tells Rigo, no, you're not coming out, or he knocks him out. And that's how I'm picking to win the fight. But I think Rigondeaux can win by stoppage too. If his power comes up, he has a longer arm. He has a reach advantage. He's really good defensively. I mean, this is a 50-50 fight to me. I can see it going either way. Just rolling with Lomachenko on this. He's a young guy. If it goes to the scorecards, I mean, I hate to say it, but I think Lomachenko is going to win unless Rigondeaux completely dominates him. If it's a close fight in any way, I think Lomachenko is going to get the nod. You know, Rigo really can't afford to have any close rounds. He's going to have to win in style. It's going to have to be a dominating like it was with Donaire, to where he could take rounds off because he was beating up Donaire so bad. It's going to have to be something like that. And Donaire was very slick, very fast in his own right. I don't think he's as defensively and technically sound as as Lomachenko. He's as athletic, but Loma is a combination of, you know, superb athleticism, hand speed, and you know, technical prowess. So it's hard to beat guys like that. And Rigondeaux's the same thing. I'm just, you know, basically I'm taking the younger line instead of the older line. It's hard for me to pick against Rigo, man. It really is. But I got to pick with my brain. I'm going with Loma. But Rigo can definitely pull this out. Yeah, he's going to have to fight at range like he likes to. And he's going to have to let Lomachenko know that he's there and he's not to be toyed with and played with, which I think he will and he can do. So I'm very excited. I think it's going to be a not necessarily a high-speed chess match, but it's definitely going to be a chess match. You're going to see some explosions, a few you know, rapid exchanges, similar to the Donaire fight. You might see Lomachenko's face a little swole up, you know, just because Rigo can pop. He may be a little guy, but those punches hurt, man. I don't ever remember seeing Lomachenko hurt. I think it could happen in this fight, but we're definitely going to see really how good Loma is. If he pulls this off and he has a great performance, I think the number 2 pound-for-pound spot is warranted for him. Personally, I have Crawford number 2, and I had Ward number 1. I have Triple G number 1. It's either out of him. Well, actually, Crawford might be. It's between those two, Crawford and Triple G, 1 and 2. And I had I think I had Loma 3 or 4, something like that. I don't remember what. I got to really look at the list and kind of think about it, but because Ward kind of threw me off. But him retiring, Loma wins. His number 2 placing on pound for pound is warranted. I definitely think he should be the number 2 pound for pound fighter in the world. Now, if Rigo wins, he goes to number 1, in my opinion, because Loma is higher up on the list than Rigo is. Rigo is usually somewhere between that 5 and 10 range. And I think if the fact that he's jumping up 2 weight classes to fight a bigger man, he's really not a 122 pound fighter, guys. Honestly, I think he jumped up from 118 to 122 to fight Nonito Donaire. So, you know, I've heard he walks around at 120 pounds or 118 pounds. That's what I heard. But anyway, he's jumping up 2 weight classes. He's probably 137 years old. So if Rigo wins this fight in dominating fashion, he should be the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world, above Triple G, above Terrence Crawford, above Rigondeaux, Canelo, whoever else you want to put up there. But yeah, guys, that's what I think. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Who do you think is going to win the fight? You got Lomachenko over here. You got Rigondeaux over here. 2 great, excellent, superior boxers with world-class amateur backgrounds and back-to-back gold medalists facing off. Man, this is an amazing, crazy fight. I'm looking forward to it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, who you picking and why. As always, like the page, like the video, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Comment, man. So Bro Hammer signing out. Let me go train some clients.